what can say and call for no my infa. The Madrid team we dear. Bibia go make am jedi.
Awo. Rich, me so fi anu tu kakra. Na bibi kakra bi e wo kan ya ka because me gidi said the most difficult part of the quarterfinals, and the semi-finals, the analysis before the game. You never gave New Year just a commentary on what you saw. And you be giddy and once and a year Babeka. Rich, say you 4 semi-finalists. Emumienu ebekwa kopiem ewo money for the Champions League final. And it is because of these results in the second leg of the Champions League. Inti NA say offer the Champions League chart now. From time I hear draw no ABC and no. Rich, there is now Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, Inter, and now do the semi-finals of the Champions League. And these are your last 4. Determine the last 2, then why ena ebeje the Champions League. Now let's start the conversation from game near Koso ewo the Santiago Bernabeu. First of all, Rich, you look at the overall numbers now, and the indication no, and they say, Rich, Enra, tactically, Arsenal dominated Real Madrid. The underlying word they say, tactically, Arsenal dominated Real Madrid. Now, me also be share on Facebook. Obaka say, Ayala, wo opta analysis statistics na that at the end of no. I say Real Madrid able 66% to Arsenal 34. And then in a game where obi able 66%. Na obi able 34. Who can say the over 34 no? I control game no tactically. Rich, there are 2 forms in tactically who dominate the game. Bako I say wo je ball na ball. Now who dominate. The etosumienu I say you are allowing your opponent to play, but you are in a very, very good shape. Say they can't penetrate you and cause you any harm. And Rich, out of the 66% now, Real Madrid boy, that is the reason why say a shot on target. They played 3, Arsenal about 6 with almost 34. No? Overall shot, yes, Real Madrid boy 18 to 11, but so possessing overshot, over beyond target in the Rich, it cumulates into expected goals. I bet in Yasha with Bana Obo in Rich. Real Madrid now was 66%, an SG of 1.5. Arsenal 2.05. What these numbers means, and they say, and the Obibeka said the ultimate statistics, Rich, the goals, share 1, share 2. Now, Ubesa go deeper into the analysis. Rich, go now, Real Madrid share. What's a gift? And Real Madrid 66% no mo any nyina. Rich, Sakayan Saliba and Chobu Goa. Anka are busy for nothing 66%. And we are so cross say Saliba go no chair no. Rich, and na pejo mo SG numpo akọ 1.5 no. And come on you work.
Na the no more shot on target.
You see
Real Madrid.
Na go for say Abia me Barcelona ni ntia.
Obi kra be can say with the emotions na kasa.
Emotions at this point in my career. No.
I'm so your Barca ninti. As a do matter that some of the emotions in Kwa.
Kobuso mo me area. I watch football 24/7. The Bia me football. I have watched Real Madrid. Every game Bia Madrid about this season, Mashebi. even including the Copa del Rey matches. They are also already a new match crown. I watch it. Rich, no mentias which Real Madrid nana omo say Arsenal team na so 3 and omo betimi atete. I in all honesty, look, young for grown to enjoy. This current Real Madrid team doesn't have what it takes. So omo be Arsenal in all phases of the game. And yes, I've said this even before we play the games. Now, Rich, let's visit the actions in the game. Look, Bukayo Saka first penalty no boy anything. Adabraka. And I was so shocked. Rich, watch a 3. What uko bi home no o gele num se obetete. Nyame ayewadom uko no, you've not been overwhelmed by the atmosphere. And what me calm game down quickly and a ubo game. Now wona any pakon so obeteka and your penalty. And I disagree with you, Sabono. And I want to say Bono penalty.
Oh, it's a penalty. It was a clear penalty. It was a clear penalty.
I think play business so you will learn. Learning curve, Eddie Mano. But we also became no. You don't do that, especially not under the era of VAR. But Rich, at the end of Bukayo Saka so infantile. I am cropping out to cry. And look, Minim Courtois, me show any memory of him with penalties there. But Rich, he's a very, very good goalkeeper. And it's almost our Shani. Don't joke with Courtois. Me as well say Bukayo Saka today will tell his friends, Masa, Manyadi cry. But Rich, he was to redeem himself. He was. And he scored a classic chip. Look at the chip. Now, and yet, go now, Bukayo share me focus. Which they build up to the goal. And I saw build up 20. And now, make catcher will say, Madrid do not have a chance against Arsenal. Look at how they were like, Omutimi pass, Omo just slotted in a pass and a chip. That is Madrid for you. Teams are any the quality of Arsenal crown. I've been able to play this way against Madrid. Not any team my friend Arsenal. And Rich, so what time Bukayo Saka go now? You could clearly see say, I had to say some bad in no because what could say penalty on say and one will be a can was him. Now, Rich, what was wrong with Saliba? And go for BCO. Ayala, can't we blame Raya too? Because the Rihanna game in the Sikoro, he needed to play simple. Then some person or started from a chair, and they are talking about this throw from David Raya. Bossime. But Rich, he thought say William Saliba ask can he pitch no, and him what is around him. And it's a medibone manner. Obey you obey. Not to know we know. Rich, Saliba had lost concentration, and Enrique can say, Arsenal, they must do very well. And they say, within the 90 minutes of the game, they should never lose concentration. Rich, throughout the game, the only time Arsenal lost concentration was this incident, and they were made to pay for it. Now, Vinicius say, Rich, now, very free. Then he say, okay, we just need one goal. He didn't know, say, Rich, this was going to be the face of Courtois, Gabriel Martinelli. Rich, look, Real Madrid ni bi o kan krabia anopai o meka ye ho no onyintum say Arsenal team no muhia ye no na omo no ye the better side out of the two legs. It is as simple as that. And onyintum say this Real Madrid team, even though they have history of winning 15 times the Champions League, Rich, this is not one of the teams that can win the Champions League. They need to do more for certain way. Say team winning the Champions League. And Rich, when you Kasatin team Arsenal has shown said they were a better team actually Real Madrid over the two legs, and Omu deserving whatever it takes. Say Omu ebetima komanium. Now, an point sorry na many pa Arsenal be frame no say. Ayala na uko redo no so. Me wiase nyina so nte say Real Madrid enche Arsenal da. And I'm see o mate. Me ba beka. And Rich no in 4 games. Real Madrid only 1 draw, 2 losses, 3 losses against team your friend Arsenal. And you can see you say Rich, Arsenal as a Real Madrid home and away in this tie. That is the record. Home and away. And see Remontada, you better stadium mumu, you know mama feeling the heat. You know. They were beating at the Santiago Bernabeu. Bo and you know, catch you say, me real studio Adam catch you say. Say more po. For the Real Madrid area, but Arsenal are very, very cool.
Now they're not if we idiot.
Rich.
If I come back 25. Or can so baby ma
Rich. So I come back 25 and my year. Na emudu sign and a free training labor.
Okay.
And emudu saying and now it was against this quality Arsenal team. Rich Arsenal team now and yet trust how.
And no Musa.
How many ball? I'm telling you.
Musa and Hannah has an league. And Ateta.
So you see, Sir Pep Guardiola mo banon beka say league neji at Champions League. Me so many omo nyadwen.
Because Arsenal game omo bo pass still. Omo timinji EPO na ehun.
That is how it is. Rich. And Hurricane ko say any scare. Enti Hurricane share go away na. I'm say Bayern for say results be a Omanya was 0 against Inter in the Champions League and make sure say omum free. Is that what they are going to do? Rich, but you go to San Siro as Inter home and uchu time this guy will have a say in the game. Lautaro Martinez. What will you go on say? You know? Look, I have purely striker's instinct. I say, Nenya break ball never told no. Or Heady, you know, Abu Kimmich, he kept his focus on the ball and within some microseconds, follow it up with a shot. So instinctive in the box. This is a striker. This is a striker. Original book cinema, Neni Brigo Ankasa. That is what he's focused on. Now, Rich, and now I quickly went to X to tweet about Benjamin Pavard. Football stories in the interesting. Pavard is a former Bayern player. So when he was Rich. And on the day that Bayern not on best on me, it took their former player to dash their hopes. Corner kick. Ye peja bona. Oma who may be a Pavard free. Panyan. Bona show. And at 2-1, Rich. There that's what I saw. Eric Dyer scored a very, very nice goal. From that angle, yes, you can blame Jan Soma Kakra, but me so say on yes, so say there bit my heady ball from that position into the goal. But Rich, the coach say Inter, Jumano the Alliance Arena, and even with the draw San Siro, they were good to go. Say Omu ebetimi a qualify at the Akomanim. Now, Rich, this is it. And me catch on me busa question me. Mami Musa na afi yemrefi ni medi nkomo. And I told you say you know we will put Arsenal here, we will put Inter here. Now that is my question. Rich, football and nkomo. Ye taika jargons bi of football mo ema ye timidi football come ye interesting. First question me Musa say Rich. Out of the 2 semi-finals, Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, Inter. Matches ni mu die he and I say ties ni mu die he and to you any ETF for you can bring your message and yet the final before the final which of the 2 ties
Barcelona Inter
and to you
to me
and yet the final before the final
sure.
So it means say you believe say the obeying the young film one.
Likely obey.
Likely on obey.
Likely. Because so be also the one with the 2 ties, you know.
Dana
final before the final.
Describing as the final before the final.
By Barca Inter.
Barca Inter.
Barca for no news of Inter.
Game na di on.
And Ayala only bibi. Sa fa o side on. A Chelsea, one of the coaches, Ebeje Champions League for the very first time in about 10 years for either of the teams. Okay. I think the last time I called here about 8 years ago, final. To 10 years, they'll win. Inter a funny story. 2 years ago, called final.
Yeah.
Last year, Atletico was a city in a year. Now they are coming back again. On the other side, first timers.
You see, minimum hold a different view.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. A woman said, "Team Barcelona," and I would love Barca to win a Champions League, no doubt about it. But Rich, there's something telling me, say, Munich as a stadium, Allianz Arena, a history of churning out first-time winners of the Champions League. It was our record, no. Obi nyibida, Yakuwana say, "It will be on nyibida." I don't know, Geno. Again, Rich, Champions League, no. So, who qualify for first final? I am time. But if you go and taste the defeat in the final and you get another opportunity, you win it. Man City ever chance adieno, Chelsea ever chance adieno. Now, Rich, minimum say Arsenal ball final na check in Rome. Yeah, therefore, yeah, and I am on Man City, Paris Saint-Germain and see a boy against Bayern, and a Kingsley Coman, pa, and a Bayern for the coy. Rich, I hear me say, any of these two teams, you know, the other qualifiable final, no matter go be shano. Rich, I hear me say, this is one of the years that we will get a new winner of the Champions League. That is how I feel.
In Arsenal
or Paris Saint-Germain. The other team, you could say Kim, Rich, I think Munich will smile at that person.
Okay.
And elect another first-time winner. Especially when both teams had tasted defeat in the final before.
Okay.
And your first-time winners are Omunko final. Omunko and Yasha. They will get an opportunity to go again. Rich, I think we will have the final, the winner from this side.
But
even though me
Arsenal PH in a bear for
me a strong Barcelona, that Thomas step at 10 right then and Rich, yeah, that party miss of the first leg can be very, 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 very crucial for Sata. Which of the ties and your final before the final? Ubet me Edo message about Rich and Fantrans.
Okay. If I'm referring now, you may difference on common. Okay, never could not to Ghana. And I Oguma Hakakin. And open me one voice na actually see and Simbia can say. Watch it, Lions for na Carlos for no. They are very young and they can run. It is a Kotoko per se. How many are Carlos game no? Result don't be yan a quay the moment. When you say young players that they can also run. And so Tioguma, or say, and no idea Costo Kotoko, and my show my trainer. I don't go for it, be I want to take Kotoko for no. Kanta, pa! No, we players in Olumid. I'm almost saying, I'm a boat to a match, papa, neda go pushing him. Into Yabania Behe, Abakawa town so called Diana Doma, I say, as Uncle football. Then you're ahead. Has a phone said yes, now you're coach, you know. Oh, catch us our Uncle for into one on Ranta Muko body. Why you training before Mukobo game? No, it's Yabana in Nania Babache. Oh, Finty, Ayala than the code, no. And I'm a summer code and so my catch him so China. Easter Friday, I say a China. I didn't see maybe I used to Sukushi, the 17 years will be especially any year a bad man, a Bosumia Juma's can be no, and now Timmy Summer, she can't get 100 dB. Yet 20 million are 6. You have a chance to see and to start 281 hash, start 281 hash. Let's choose your 2, which I want to be a better 5 cities. yɛbɛkyɛ 2006 mɔnimmerɛ ne pesika ne bi di na Easter yi nyame yɛ adom a Easter Monday family party yɛbɛba so Ratu Park yi wonya 2000 abɛtumi ne abusua ne nyinaa maba na mabɛgyima ani ɛnso nti yɛmfa code to dana yɛni fie nkɔmmɔ no
first one no ɛyɛ 2 codes per first one no ɛyɛ 1B5 35 E0C 1B5 35 E0C and a second one no ɛnso ɛyɛ 1B5 36 838 1B5 36 838 we 2 bet we codes ofa na otimi ede aye de obetimi ede aye rechi emrefi na
yen chiska no preko chaba ku sisi na chiska mesamo Easter sika ne asa ase eche do unya ntwa bia *281# let's choose option 2 tia chobi sika 20 million
the first winner no number ya no 0597 and a trade gisacha to 0597 and a trade gisacha to musi eche section enti aka 5 mesra we twabi na pesca google tom ko di Easter we wudi ya momo kenkran na unsaka 2000 dey answer for phone smartphone o yamo o dey fa wo momo kakada mu na telesa na say MTN you are good to go o dale *281#. *281#. Now what you see option 2 any Asia FM now what are the number of tickets no also number ba be ka we hu the moment you be draw now tire na now so do 2000 you hu di na twa bi na di simple
okay any yen share the Ghana Premier League matches enra etodwa no na the tennis Aka Lions enra before mbabo kotoko no more than 16th position relegation no more wibi amache kotoko match o 3 kotoko ntimi ante kan ba kokra Adriana nso ti fie ɛhyɛ Hearts of Kakamienu ɔmo nso ɛntimi ante Bechem United